Jordan. It's my first son. I got a daughter too. That's 3. Her name's Tiana. But a young guy have a little son. It's my little trooper right there. So it's still good to have a little partner.
Was it that bad with that whole East Coast, West Coast there? You guys could you travel to the East Coast and not have any issues to New York?
I didn't feel comfortable.
Wow.
Because the beef was real. Like, it wasn't fake. It wasn't just for television. It was real.
But was it not just Death Row and Bad Boy, but then, or was it all Wu-Tang and anyone that's East Coast and or was it just those two? Because Quick, was he involved? I didn't think Quick was.
No, we were never really involved to whereas we were personally at war. It was our association to Death Row that had us involved, but we personally were not involved.
Okay.
We didn't. Quick and myself, we didn't have anything against Bad Boy. We didn't have anything against Biggie. We didn't have, because there was no real reason. It was all, it started out fabricated, and then it turned into real, when people
what do you mean
dying.
Fabricated?
Just in other words, like, there was no real reason why there was a war. Like, nobody had got hurt on their side. Nobody had got hurt on our side. And it was just, it was something that just slowly but surely just kind of fell in our lap. Like, it just happened,
Do you think it was Pac saw it as something, as a way of, let's generate publicity and a way of just, just like a little rivalry so we can sell records and people can think?
I can say that. Yes, of course. And again, I'm glad that you put it that way, because at the end of the day, that's what I mean. When I said fabricated, where it was kind of a thing to where it's a good publicity tool, to use, but it actually, turned into a real thing. And again, Pac died, and then Biggie died, and that's when it was really real. It was like, this is, all. Man, was it worth it?
No. Especially if they were still the best in if they were around now, I don't think anyone could touch them. But what was it like when Biggie died? Was that scary for you guys associated with Death Row? Especially
not
yourself?
For me. Not for me. Like, I don't think I've ever mentioned this in any interview that I've ever done. But the way that the streets and the gangs and all that, the politics of it is designed. It's like, normally, once a death of that magnitude happens, it's almost inevitable that there's going to be some sort of retaliation. And for me, when Pac died, and then Biggie was hanging out in LA, like, he was spending like a lot of time here.
Wow.
And Biggie did this record. And the first time that I heard it, I forgot who I was talking to, but I told them, I said, like, that's it. That's the end. He did this record called I'm Going Back to Cali. And in the record, he was talking about being in Cali, and pardon my French, but, smoking our weed, and pardon my French, and fucking our bitches. Right? That's a no-no out here. Like, to me, when I heard it, it felt like that he was throwing it in our face. That's just what I felt, when I first heard the record. So coming from the streets, it's like, you playing it kind of close. That's dangerous. That's just what I felt. It was kind of like a diss record to me. That's what it felt like. So that's when I knew. I said, man, this ain't gonna end well, because I understand the politics out here on the West Coast. The East Coast may be different, but I understand the politics out here on the West Coast. And to me, he did a West Coast beat. He named the song "I'm Going Back to Cali," and he was talking about the things that he was doing out here. Like it was kind of like "fuck y'all," like I'm untouchable. That's what it felt like to me. And lo and behold, shortly after that, he got killed. Out here.
So and I guess it does seem strange that he would and as I said, Bad Boy was not a rap label. It was a sort of R&B stuff, and they from what we know, Puffy didn't come from the streets, so I don't know the why they would be that bold and not feel, especially after Pac died, and not be very cautious and careful with what they're doing, or try and smooth things over, because it just means that it's like, it was a bad thing. But then there was, and I have no idea. I didn't realize that there was. I just thought he was in LA to finish some recording stuff. I didn't realize they were almost saying we're untouchables. We can do what we want out here. Was Sugar, and Sugar wasn't around.
After Pac died, Suge went to prison. I can't remember like the exact timeline, but
he was in prison when Biggie died.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but again, it's like being out here. Big was out here. He was out here recording. He was out here working, but he was also, again, to put out a record like that and to be in California is bold. To spend weeks and months at a time out here, and you talking about the things that you doing to our women, and you smoking up our weed, that was bold.
And the beef was still at this peak at that time as well.
Of course, because it was tension because Pac had died. We basically, the West Coast lost one of its leaders, one of its pioneers.
But you didn't think Biggie? I mean, you didn't think they were responsible? I mean, as of just being neutral.
Me personally, I didn't.
Okay.
Because I didn't think that they weren't built like that. To me, Bad Boy wasn't like a real gangster label to me. So to me, they weren't built like that. They weren't real gangsters, not to me.
Yeah.
So I never once even thought that they did it. Could they have orchestrated it? Maybe, I don't know. But them, themselves, nah, they weren't built like that.
Wow. And so you weren't surprised when he got shot, but then the day it happened, that must have been a surprise. A shock, or it was like, this guy was living too dangerously, or.
You talking about Biggie?
Yeah. Because I still remember I was in college when he died. It was a big shock for me. But for yourself, after
I wasn't surprised. I wasn't surprised at all because of again, the politics of the West Coast. I mean, that's kind of like that's what what the life is. When it comes to let's just say Bloods and Crips.
Yeah.
If you kill a Crip, they're going to retaliate.
Wow.
That's just the nature of the game. You know what I'm saying? That's the nature of the game and the politics out here. So back then, I wasn't surprised. I was actually at the I think it was the Vibe Awards or something. I think it was Vibe. And where Biggie got killed. Wow. So I was there. Yeah.
I think it was Soul Train. Maybe it was Soul Train, I think.
Yeah. It was either Vibe or Soul Train, but
okay.
Yeah, but our limousine was actually parked behind their trucks at that time. Yeah, so they out in front of the venue. Yeah, I was there.
Oh, but you didn't witness it. You would.
No.
Okay.
No, because they had took off. They had left. But I'm saying, like, I remember that night. I remember seeing them coming out. Getting into their trucks. I was there.
What did that? incident do to you personally? Did you decide? Did it make any? Did it change where you went, what you did, the direction of your music, or what have impacted? You know, within 6 months, you've got two of the biggest stars, hip hop stars, being shut down, and on the West Coast. What did it change? Did it have an impact on you as an artist, as a person, and what you were doing?
To be honest, no, it didn't, because there's always been, I guess, being from the West Coast, there was always a sense of empowerment and security, you know, when you're at home, you know. And again, I never looked at, you know, the East Coast or Bad Boy as being people of that magnitude when it came to you know, being gangsters and to have to fear, you know, for my life. So when that happened, I felt like really that the chapter was closed in its entirety. You know, the East Coast, West Coast beef was done. You know, and that we had a choice then to turn music back around to being good and to just start doing good music again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was like, you know what? Okay, Pac is dead. Biggie is dead. You know, let the dust settle, and let's get back to just doing a positive, good music. You know, the war is over. Sugar's in prison, like it's over. You know, that's just what it felt like to me.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for being a part of Halftime Chat. Please remember to subscribe, share, and comment. But most importantly, why don't you become a member of Halftime Chat? We've got amazing videos, amazing perks, and being able to support the channel. But anyway, thanks for watching. Take care.
I never participated in that kind.
And somewhere in between us, or even loving us, on which I didn't miss you.
What was it like growing up?
She's still making an impact on 4 houses down.
I have a couple of pieces.
Trying to get this one and that one.
That works for you, but just for me,
No, okay, you're okay.
They don't understand what Jonas' voice is winning all spirits.
Play it.
I mean, I love all different genres.